Good evening everyone, this is BremSter, and today I'm very happy to announce that this is the video that I'm using to release the Skilling Sudoku pack that we've been working on for quite a while. This is actually the first of 3 packs, and I'll go into the details shortly, but the first pack is Skilling Sudoku, which is a pack of Killer Sudoku. It will just be Killer Sudoku in this pack, and we're releasing it with a puzzle called Skunk Skill Skudoku, which was created by Riffclown with some help for some of the people on the Skunkworks. And this puzzle was created specifically for this announcement video, and it is a bonus puzzle in the pack. So the way this is working is we're releasing 3 packs is the plan. And hopefully it all goes to plan. And the first pack is now available. There'll be links and everything below, details where you can go get it. There'll be a link to my Patreon page where you can, with all of the details there. And it'll be a free post. Don't worry, you do not need to be a paid member of my Patreon to get it. And you'll be able to download the pack and work through all of the puzzles. This, as I said, is the planning to be the first of 3 packs. The first one being Skilling Sudoku. The second one, the name of the second one we think is going to be Killer Constraints, but that could change because the name of the overall series is Killer Constraint, so we might change that a little bit. And the second pack is going to be a pack of Killer with other variants included, so mixing it up a little bit. So that's where you'll use some of the things that you've learned from this pack in the other pack. We didn't want to bundle it all together. We got a lot of puzzles and we decided to separate it out. So in this pack, the setters involved in this pack, which I really need to thank. We've got the puzzle. There are 30 puzzles in this pack, and they've been created by setters. Awesomesauce, there's quite a few by myself. BremSter, Chili has created puzzles. JeremyDover, Pallando, Raumplaner, Riffclown, Virtual, Wisteria Falls, and XeonRisq. They're the people who've created puzzles for this pack. There are more setters involved in future packs to come. So yeah, there's just so many people involved. I can't thank everyone on for the future packs on this one. We're sticking to this one for now. So they're the people who've been involved in creating the puzzles. Before I go into this video, I do want to spend some time talking about difficulty. So there will be a chapter jump to the actual puzzle, but I do want to go into the difficulty. This pack is going to cover 30 puzzles. 15 of them are going to be walks in the park, 10 are going to be scenic hikes, and 5 are going to be treks into the wilderness. And I've had some questions about what those difficulties are. So I'm going to go into that now. Walks in the park are what we've designed to be the easier puzzles, scenic hikes to be the medium difficulties, and the treks into the wilderness to be hard. And there's a bit of a theme to that. So it originally came from the pack March of the Quads, and we've decided to keep it and work on it a bit. So your walks in the park are designed to just be that, a bit of a walk in the park. The logic in a walk in the park is likely to be something where a newer setter will be able to start with and hopefully be able to solve them all. Sorry, a newer solver will be able to solve them all. With a walk in the park, in this pack at least, what we've done is we've grabbed all of the logic that we know is normal tricks in Killer Sudoku, and we've tried to create puzzles that are easier that demonstrate those tricks. So, and in some cases blatantly, so it is very, very clear what we've intended. But we've tried to keep those to a single trick in some cases, not always, but where you're learning a new trick, it'll probably be the main trick in the puzzle. Also, if you're doing a walk in the park, it is not as likely that you are going to need to sort of combine elements from disparate parts of the grid to push in and provide a constraint on an area. You're probably going to be focused on a particular area of the grid and then use the information you found somewhere else. So a bit like a walk, you can, and there may be multiple paths through it. So if you're walking through the park, you can wander in many directions. So you're probably not fixed on a particular path. So you're just taking a nice walk in the park. When you get to the scenic hikes, this is where things get a little bit more tricky. You possibly need to be a little bit more skilled. The paths that you can take may not be as clear. Where you start and where the destination is, well, the destination will be fairly clear. You want to solve the Sudoku, but what the logic you may need to use may not be quite as well telegraphed, and you may need to use multiple tricks to get through them. And the tricks that you've learned from the walks, your walks in the park, are almost certainly going to need to be used. And as I said, multiples of those tricks. So what you may need to do is start sort of looking further afield. The skill set that required to do them will be slightly higher, and the testers have found that those puzzles are a little bit more tricky. So the closer you are to the park, so the ones that are earlier in the scenic hikes will probably, not stray too far, but as you get closer to the end of the scenic hikes, you may find yourself, wandering a bit further afield and finding some of the logic in those quite tricky. But still, for experienced solvers, you should have no problems whatsoever. Then you get to the treks into the wilderness. And for those ones, I mean, experienced solvers will probably still find them okay, but for your beginning solvers, you may need to, sort of get a guide, or you may need to sort of find yourself looking for connections from different paths. The path that you may need to take may not be as clear, and you may need to have sort of built up your skills in different areas before you'll be able to figure your way through all of the treks into the wilderness. It's possible that you may need to use the skills from earlier puzzles, but in ways that are sort of combined in different ways in order to just make a single deduction rather than as solve the whole grid. So that's the way we've kind of done the difficulties, sort of a staggering up of difficulty where you need to build up your skill set. But the easier puzzles, the walks in the park, are designed to show you and teach you the logics that you need to use in order to complete the harder puzzles. I know that's a long rambling intro, but that's kind of what we're trying to do with these puzzles. Now, if you do get stuck with any of the harder puzzles and you do want to push on, then feel free to jump into the BremSter discussion channel on the Puzzle Plaza Discord server. On the links to that are below as well. And on there, feel free to talk about any of the puzzles from the packs or any of the puzzles from my channel at all. A lot of the setters of these puzzles hang out in that channel, and if you were to ping us, then we would be more than happy to try and help you. That's what the channel is for, talking about stuff that's happening on my channel. If you wish to submit answers to this to be in the running to get your name read out at the end of the month, I have not lined up a prize for this pack. Then feel free. It would be interesting to get your feedback. We always love to do that. I don't always just read out every day because I often record in advance. I actually tend to do most of my recording on the weekends and then release a video every day. So I can't do the name readout every day that some channels do. But if you wish to be in for a name readout possibly at the end, then you can submit answers by... There's no details in the pack on how to do that, but I also don't require you to solve every puzzle in the pack. If you solve 2 puzzles, perfect. That's enough for you. That's good enough for me. Anyone who solves a puzzle is a winner in my book. So all you need to do is grab the solution code is going to be row 3 of the grid, and you email that to me, details below, and that will be enough for you to get your name read out. If you submit complete all of the puzzles, that's even better. But go as far as you can, and that's all you need to do. If you've got any questions, then again, you can feel free to reach out to me. The details are below. Reach out to me on Discord. As I said, the BremSter discussion channel exists. That realistically, that's it. This is a very long intro. How long have I been talking? This is nearly 10 minutes, but I did want to go over all of the details of the pack and everything before going into this. So this is going to look like a deceptively hard puzzle. I have been told that this puzzle itself is probably sort of a mid-hike. I'm not sure, so we will see how it goes. So the rules of Killer Sudoku. So that's possibly worth going into. So using this puzzle as an example. So Skunk Skill Skudoku by Riffclown and Skunkworks. How does this work? So normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We then have killer cages, the theme of all of this. In killer cages, the digits that go into the cage must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. So these 3 digits will sum to 14. These 3 digits will sum to 18. These, whatever digits they are, there's 7, will sum to 29. Now, with this, there is a couple of important rules. If a digit is not given, then they could sum to anything, but often a digit is not given in a killer cage. I'm not sure how many of those we've got in this pack, but if a digit is not given, they could sum to anything. And the reason you would still possibly provide a cage is because digits cannot repeat within cages. So for example, those two digits by normal Sudoku rules could be 5s, but in this case they couldn't be because they see each other via the cage. So that's how killer works. Digits cannot repeat within cages and must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage if given. With that, this is apparently solvable according to all of the testers. I'm going to give this a shot, so let's give this a shot. So, what do I know? Well, I know an 8 cage must contain a 1, and I cannot put a 1 there. So there's going to be a 1 in one of those two. Now, I'm pencil marking across boxes, which is not ideal. I can also do the same here, which means I cannot put a 1 in any of those or in any of those. That's not ideal. This can't be 1, 9 or 4, 6. So this is 2, 8, because if it's 2, 8, I can't put the 2 here, or it's 3, 7. This is the same. It's 2, 8 or 3, 7, but that does mean this is a triple, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9, and that can't be 6. Now 29, this is actually known. So a 7-cell without a 7-cell 29 cage, I've got to, so all of the digits from 1 to 9 added together, this is an important trick in Killer Sudoku, adds to 45. So I've got to, 45 minus 29 is 16. So I've got to take 16 out of this cage. So I cannot put a 7 or a 9 in this cage. So that has to be a 7 or a 9. And the reason for that is that cell sees every cell here. So if I was to put anything other than a 7 or 9 in that cell, say I was to put a 4 here, then I could not put a 4 in this cage. And the only digits that are missing from this cage are 7 and 9. So that has to be a 7 or a 9. And in fact, 7 and 9 cannot go in this cage. I cannot put a 7... So I can't put a 7 in any of those. I can't put a 7 there. That's the 7. And there is a 9 down here. I cannot put a 9 in an 8 cage. So there's a 9 in one of those two. In fact, this is now a quadruple, but I can probably do the same here. 45 minus 28 is 18. This is an 8 or a 9. And I can't put 9 in here. This is the 9. This is the 5. This is not the 9. This is a 9. This trick with these bent cages, not an easy thing. And it's only because I've been doing a lot of killer that I recognize that this cell has to not exist in this cage. And because there's only 2 digits that can't appear in this cage, the 8 has to go in here now. And this is a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a 4-8 pair. And the 8 goes in one of those two. Now these sum to 9 because I've already got 9 in the 18 cage. Now I could use 1, 8. I can't use 2, 7. I could use 3, 6. Or I could use 4, 5 in that order. Maybe. Now these were 5, 6, 9, but I may be able to do the same trick here. This is a 31 cage, so 2 digits that sum to 14. So 2 digits that sum to 14. So it's 9, 14? Yeah, 2 digits to sum to 14. So it's 9, 5, or 6. No. Yeah, 9, 5, or 6, 8 that aren't in this cage. So they're all possible. Over here, I need 2 digits that sum to 15. This is not the 5. Well, actually, I could have taken 5 out of here anyway. This is 9, 5, or 6, 8. Okay. Okay. The trick is here. So this cage has missing 2 digits that sum to 15, which could either be 6, 9, or 7, 8, but it's a 6 or a 9 here, so it can't be the 7, 8, because if there's no 7, 8 in here, yeah, that's a little bit tricky to see. So I must put 7, 8 in this cage because the 2 digits that are missing from this cage are 6 and 9, because I have to put 6 or 9 into that cell. How to explain that better? So if this cage is missing 2 digits that sum to 15, if it was 9, 6 that was missing from, if it was 7, 8 that was missing from this cage, where would I put 7, 8? I'd have to put 7, 8 in this cell, because if I was missing 7, 8, if I put whichever of 9 and 6 I put into this cell, I would have a duplicate 9 or 6 in this cage. So as soon as I'm missing a 9 or a 6 from this cage, the other one is missing as well. So these are 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Two, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. That's not 7. And normally I wouldn't pencil mark quite that over the top. There's no 2 in there. 6 is in one of those 2. But this one, it's a lot less obvious what goes into it. Maybe I can do the same down here, actually. Because I know, yeah, I may need to do this. Because this is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Because it's missing 8 and 9. This isn't a 1, because 1 is in here. Because 1 can't be there. So there's no 1 there, so there's no 8 there. This is 5, 6. But there's no 1 down here either. So even with this trick, so these 2 digits must go up here. So what can... I must put a 6 into this cage. I can't put a 6 up here, so a 6 goes into here, which means there's no 6 in those cells. I can possibly do a similar trick up here, because this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. 6 can't go in either of those cells because it has to go in here. This is very strange. I really get the feeling I'm missing something. 1, 2, 5, 1, 3. These 8 cages, baby. This is 2, 3, 4, or 5. Where does 9 go in this column? It can't go up here because there's a 9 here. Can't go in the 8 cage. Can't go in the 10 cage because I can't use a 1. Can't go in the 28 cage. So there's a 9 in one of those two. And if there's a 9 in that cage, can I put an 8 here? 9, 8, 1. Maybe. But there is a 9 in one of those. Oh, there's no 9 there. This is a 9. Can this be a 1? Maybe. Now the question is, where does 9 go in this box? That is a 9. Because 9 can't go here or in any of those cells. So this is a 6. So now I know what doesn't go in this box. What doesn't go in this box is 6 and 9, I think it was, because I needed 14 missing. No, it was 6 and 8. So I can't put 6 and 8 in this box. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. There's no 7 or 9 there. There's no 9 there. So the 9 is not in there either. The 9 is in one of those two. There's no 1 in one of those because of that. There's no 2 in one of those. 3, 5, 7, 9. I don't feel this is a great way to be solving this puzzle, but I'm not sure. I think there's a trick I am absolutely missing here. So now, yep, I know what it's like too. Six is up here somewhere. 6 is in, 6 is right here. 6, 6. 6 is up here. 6 can't go here and 6 can't go in here because if I put 6 here, 6 couldn't go in this cage. So that's a 6. So that takes 6 out of one of those two. Can I repeat that? 6 in this cage can't go in any of those. So it's actually got 3 spots. So I can't. But there's no 6 or 7 in that 14 cage. There's no 6 in this 16 cage. There's no 9 in the 13 cage, but that doesn't do anything. And this 14 cage doesn't have a 6 either. These sum to 9. I am missing a trick. 9s. 9 here. 9 has to go here in this column. Pay more attention is what I need to do. So 9 is up here because of Sudoku. It can't go in this cage because of the total, and it can't go there. So it's the same trick as the 6s. So 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9 is up here. 9, 9, 9 is in this 14 cage. Wait, no. What? 9, 9, where is 9 in this box? 9 is in up here and here. So 9 is actually down right there. So that's better. But 9, can 9 go in this 14 cage? So this is the last spots for 9. If 9 is in this 14 cage, these will sum to 5. And they'd have to be 2, 3. That would make this a 4, 5, 8 triple. Don't see a problem there. That would be very powerful, but I don't see how I can prove that yet. What other digits do I have a lot of? 1 goes in the corner, so there's no 1 in this 16 cage. So there's no 1, there's no 6, there's no 9. So there must be a 5 in this 16 cage just by the totals available. It's 3, 5, 8 or 4, 5, 7. So there's no 5 in those, but there must be a 5 in this cage. But I was looking at ones. Actually, 7 is in this cage by Sudoku. So this is 4, 5, 7. This is 4, 5, 7. There is no 7 there. I can take the 5 out. So there's no 4 in those. So these are 1, 2, 3, and 8 in the corners. But that is 4, 5, 7. Okay. What about over here? So I was looking at ones, but that's... Six can't go in those. So 6 is forced to be there in this cage now. Because 6, the 2 places I had for 6 were those. This is 6, so this becomes 3 to make the 18 cage. That's going to do a lot of damage, I think. Because 3 comes out of those, fine. 3 comes out of there, 7 comes out of there. 3 comes out of those. 6 is down here, not here. One is in here. 3 comes out of here, so 7 comes out of here. That's a 7-8 pair now. So we know what these are. 1 and 4. So one of these has to be 1, 3, 4. If this is the 1, 3, 4 cage, can they both be 1, 3, 4? I'm definitely missing a trick. I bet there's a more elegant way to solve this that I have not found. There's no 3 over here now. 5, 7, 9. I can't put a 7 in an 8 cage. It's not quite enough. I can put 7 there. So these are limited to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I can't put a 2 there. I can't put a 3 there. This is 1, 4, or 5. These are limited to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't put a 3 there. I can't put a 1 there. So I'm looking for low digit places. I can still put an 8. I have to put an 8 there. Where can 8 go in this box? It has to go there. There's no other place for 8 because I can't put 8 in this cage and those cages are too small for it once there's because of this too. That I missed that for a very long time. So this now sums to 17. This is a 1. This becomes the 8. There's no 1 in those. This is not the 1. This is the 4. This is the 1. This 1 takes 1 out of there, which gave me that 1 anyway. No 8, 9 here. Takes 8 out of here. There's no 1 over here. 1 is in one of those 2, which means 1 in this box, of course, now has to go here. This is 1, 4. To complete the 8, this has to be a 3. There's no 3 in those. There's no 4 in those. There's no 4 down here either. All this cleanup is... I'm now suffering from having put too many pencil marks in. But, you know, that's the risk you pay when you do it the way I've done this puzzle. Right. Now there's no 1 here. So the only place that I can put the 1 in this cage is right there, which means that's not the 1 and that is the 1. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 9 is up here. There's no 4 over here anymore. 5, 7, 8. There's no 3 here. If I could remove... This is the 6, 9. This is the 6, 8. Whatever that is has to go there. Those have to be the same digit because this is already in the input. So I wasn't clear enough about this before. So this and this, this plus one of the digits here are going to be the 2 digits that can't go in the cage, and the other 2 are going to have to live in those cells. So in this case, the digits that aren't in this cage are the 6 and the 8, and then these 2 have to be these 2. I've got the 1, so this can only be 2 or 3 now. Over here, I've got the 6 and the 9, which are not in the cage. So these cells are those cells. These cells are those cells. In this cage, I was missing 17, so it's those. So those cells are those cells. And here, I was missing 16, so those are missing, and those cells are those cells. So I need to put a 3 in one of those and a 4, 8. So anything that's not 3, 4, 8 can come out of these cells. So this can't be 2 or 5. This is the 2, 3. 1, 2, 4, 5. I can take 7 out of both of those. 1, 2, 4, 5 works. This can't be an 8 because I can't put an 8 into any of those. 8 in this box has to go there, so that is not an 8. That is a 2. I must put 2 in here, so 2 comes out of there. That is a trick I should have noticed earlier. 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't put 7 here. 7 must go in the box. Where does 7 go over here? It's in one of those 2, which does line up. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no 8 over here. So one of these is the 2, and the other one is the 3, 4, 5. That's the trick I was missing. This is the 4 now because of the 4, 8 pair. So this is a 3, 4. There's no 8. That's 3. That's 4. And the blue ones are done. And I can take the 4 out of there. This is 2, 5, 6, 8. Right, the 4 takes the 4 out of there. That becomes a 5. That becomes a 4, 7. Knew there was a trick I was missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's an 8. Is this one? Oh, there's the 3 looks down, making that 2. That's not 2 or 3. This is 4 or 5. So the 2's lining up. This can't be a 3 anymore because those need to be the same. 3 is in one of those 2 because it's all that's left in the box. So these can't be 3, which means 3 in this box is now forced to be there, which means that has to be 3. And now the greens are done. The 2 comes out of there because of the column. What are these digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. So 7 has to be in here. So there's no 7 in this 13 cage. No 7, no 9. 5 comes out of there and there. That was the trick I was missing. Now I'm just scanning badly, almost certainly. Oh, of course. I've got these digits. 2 here makes that 8. 3 here makes that 7. 8 comes out of those, so 8 is in one of those 2. 7 comes out of those, so 7 is in one of those 2. This 14 cage is way more limited now. It can't have a 1. It can't have a 4, so it's 2, 3, 9. This is 2, 3, 9. That is the only place I can put the 9, so I've now got a 2, 3 pair. The 2, 3 pair looks over making this 5, taking 5 out of all of those. This is the 8 because of the 2-3 pair looking at the 2-8. So this is not 8, and we've got a 2-6 pair in the top row, which means this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an 8. This is also a known digit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can take 1, 4, and 5 out of there. That's a 2. So this now, in order for this to work, this has to be the 1 and this has to be the 2. Otherwise, the Sudoku is broken. 2 comes out of all of those. This is a 5-6 pair. I can take 5, 6 out of there. This is actually, yeah, I would call this, this is a moderate hike. It would be easier if I was paying attention to basic Sudoku. 1 and 2 is 3. That has to be a 5. I can take 1 and 5 out of those. That becomes a 4, 7, which makes that a 5, which takes 5 out of both of those. 2, 5 lining up with the 2, 5, you'll notice. 7, 8 pair takes 7 out of there. Those are a 3, 4 pair. That's a 7, 8 pair. 7, 8 pair means I can take 7 out of there. This is the 7. This is the 5, makes that a 2. This is a 5, 9 pair. The 2 looks up, making that a 3 and that a 2. The 9 looks down, making that 5 and 9. There'll be a lot more of that going on, I am sure. Like that 2 looking up, making that 6 and that 2. This is also 4. This is a 7. So this is a 4. This is a 7. This is a 4. This is a 7. This 13 cage. It can't have a 1 in it. It can't have a 4 in it. And it can't have a 5 in it. This is 2, 3, 8. So the 6 goes in the corner. There was another easier way of doing that, which I'm actually going to show you, which is what I could have done is I could have said that these cells in the corner, these cells here add up to a value, 45 minus 18, 19, 26. 45 minus 26 is 19. These cells had to add up to 19. If I take 13 away from 19, that had to be a 6. That would have been the easier way to do that. That is a 3. This is a 2, 8 pair, which is resolved by the 2 in column 9. The 8 looks up, making that 7 and that 8. 7 looks up, making that 4 and that 7. The 4 looks down, making that 3 and that 4. The 6 looks across, making that 5 and that 6. And now this 14 cage, I could do the same trick to get that now, but I'm just going to do Sudoku. This is 4 and 8. The 4 looks down, making that 8 and that 4. I'll bet you there's a whole bunch of Sudoku with given digits that I just completely ignored because given digits are nearly invisible for some strange reason. 1 and 5, and that completes the puzzle Skunk Skill Skudoku by Riffclown and with the assistance of other members of the Skunkworks as an introductory puzzle for the Skilling Sudoku. It's so hard not to say Skudoku when you've been training yourself to say it. The Skilling Sudoku Pack, the 30 Killer Sudoku Pack that is being released by on my channel. So hopefully you found that puzzle interesting, and I really hope that you all explore the Skilling Sudoku Pack in order to enjoy the puzzles that we've created for you. It'll probably be early September when we release the next pack, and then there is a third pack, but what that is a mystery. And I'll leave it there for now. Thank you everyone for watching. Please enjoy the puzzles we've created for you. While all this is going on, I'm going to keep trying to release a puzzle every day on my channel, as well as all of the bonus content I'm doing on the Race to 37. A lot more killer puzzles there. I think the skills that you build up using Skilling Sudoku will help you if you've been struggling through the Race to 37, but those puzzles are amazing. Clover is an incredible setter. And there's also the BremSter unpublished puzzle playlist, unpublished puzzle video playlist where I release videos that are not being me solving my own puzzles, which I've not yet released to the main channel. Thank you everyone for watching my channel. Thank you for all of the positive feedback that I mostly get. Please, enjoy what I've been doing and what the members of the Skunkworks have been doing. I really do hope you enjoy the pack. And as always, good luck with your solving.